I saw this other guy today. Silence Within Me is his YouTube username, and even he made a video with the same title. And I can't actually come across as more retarded than him, so it's okay, I guess. And people seem to empathize with that guy as well. They seem to like him. He's got a lot of subscribers, even though he's obviously a bit retarded. The South African white guy he is. Um, about being a virgin, right? Um, so I think that if you're a white person living in the West, if you're a white guy living in the West, and if you're a virgin, uh, after 17 or 18 years of age, you're a loser, right? And if you're a North Indian guy without a girlfriend into your 20s, you're a loser, right? I don't really care about the other groups, right? But it's okay if you're a South Indian and if you're 25, 26, you haven't had a girlfriend, so you're still a virgin. That's fine. You know why? Because the girls are not really that attractive here, so it's not really very inspiring to pursue. And I mean, I guess I could have scored so many South Indian chicks, but I just wasn't interested. I was always kind of looking up towards some of the other groups, but that's a different story. I've made other videos about it. So but here's what you say. Yeah, here's what I want to say. So yeah, if you're a white guy and if you haven't had sex, you're a loser. If you're a North Indian guy, if you haven't had not a girlfriend, you're a loser. And not so much if you're a South Indian, especially Tamil, right? So it's okay, so you don't have to be that anxious that you in this age of internet and globalization and everything, you come across these things too much. Like you're watching English channels or Hindi channels and people there talk about being in relationships and everything. So what you have to understand is that you're sitting in South India, in Chennai. It's okay that 85% of the guys here in South India are like that. 85 to 90%. I don't think many of them have partners before marriage, or and it doesn't even matter if they do, because they're not really that good looking, right? So you don't have to be anxious about it. It's just the society that you're from. You're just unlucky. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just unlucky. So don't be anxious about it. And it's like even if you travel to North India, or if you travel to a US or UK or Australia or wherever, right? It's hard to fit into their society and become sophisticated over there. I mean, usually fresh off the boats are pretty naive, and it's you don't really have that confidence, or you don't feel in control there, right? So it's really hard for you, even if you travel abroad and you're not able to score anyone. I know, I mean, mostly it's like that. People have all made videos about it. People say that they're having good time in US, but most people don't, especially all these goldies. You guys just roam around in groups of 10 and just keep staring at other people. So we all know what kind of life you have in the US, so don't kid yourself, right? Anyway, so that is the first thing that I wanted to say, right? And about the other point that this guy was making, the guy, what's his name, the Silent Within Me or whatever, that retard. This guy is actually a retard, but people kind of like him. I don't know why. I think the West is slowly becoming nice by the day. It's like in the movie 21 Jump Street. It's like the cool people are all nice, kind of, in the West. But let me warn you, West, if you're too nice, you lose that aggressiveness that kind of makes you attractive at the moment. So if you turn nice, you're gonna look like a bunch of losers in the future. Just a warning. Anyway, so this guy was saying, right? He says that he was virgin. He's 24, and he says that's fine. He says that being a virgin is not doesn't make you a loser, or having sex with someone is not really that great of an accomplishment, right? I kind of have the same stance on it, but I want to say I want to explain to you a little bit more than just the generalizations that he makes, and or just being politically correct or whatever, right? So sex, why is it great, right? So you think about, okay, what does sex give us? It gives us pleasure, and it is an ultimate act where you make a big impact by, if you actually impress a healthy enough partner, you get to have sex with them, you bring a healthy child into this world. So that's it's an ultimate act of impact as well. But not all sex is about bringing a child these days. So apart from the pleasure aspect, you have this thing about really connecting with someone, and connecting and sort of bonding and making that impact, not bringing in child impact, but making bonding. So I keep using the words impact a lot because you have to see my video on the purpose of life, and I've kind of explained to you what impact is and why that is the only thing it's all about, right? So I guess that's a good video to start off mine, if you want to make sense of some of my other videos as well, and this one as well. So impact is important, right? That's the thing. So just these two alone we have, right? The first one is the pleasure aspect, the other one is the emotional connection and bonding, right? So pleasure, right? So if you want pleasure, I guess you can watch porn, or I don't know, if you are in the West or something, I guess you can have the same sort of pleasure experience with a really hot prostitute or something, right? So pleasure aspect, you can find a substitute, right? But the pleasure aspect is not really that great as much as the emotional bonding that you do with someone, or you score a chick, right? It's not just about banging her, it's about emotionally scoring her as well, intellectually scoring her as well, right? So that is the greater feat, that actually is something that gives a more of a pleasure, I guess, and something more if you reflect upon it, you're really happy about that. All those cool things that you said to that chick and scored her, that's more important than finally you getting her and having sex, right? So that's the thing. So emotionally connecting, right? So that's the question. So I've already told you that the substitute for the physical pleasure can be sort of found in other ways, but so what makes sex so great? Is it the emotional part now? Well, so I'm actually talking in terms of the the nerds, right? I'm a nerd, so I keep thinking about this, and then so why nerds should say, I'm trying to give a reason to nerds why it's okay to not have sex and be a virgin. Yeah. So now we're just trying to address the emotional connection that you have with another person, right? So you think that's a big deal, right? But I'll tell you what, people who have girlfriends, like whether you're back in Chennai or in West or in North India and all. So let's say about 20 to 30% of the guys, not even 20 to 30%, just for 10 or 15% of the guys, or 15 to 20% of the guys are the really cool and intelligent, the James Bond types, who are both intelligent and kind of what and play and a good communicator, a good playboy or whatever, right? Good player. And only 20% are like that. The remaining 30% are average, kind of happy-go-lucky, nice guys. Not nice guys, but average guys, right? And the rest 50% are inevitably idiots. They are inevitably dumb. They are inevitably low academic achievers, right? So So it doesn't take a great deal of intellect with the okay, because of this observations, because of this 50% of dumb guys, and assholes getting girls is what kind of it says is that you don't have to be intelligent to score chicks. That's scoring chicks is a skill in which you just have to be dumb and playful, I guess. So being dumb and playful, right? That's not a big skill level, so you don't have to no, I mean, it's like I said, only 20% guys are both intelligent and they score chicks out of their wit, right? So it doesn't mean that if you don't score chicks, it doesn't mean that you are intellectually less endowed, or you're not such a great specimen or whatever, right? It's not like you're a useless person. um, the scoring, so emotionally connecting with and the opposite gender for mating purposes, it's not really that great an emotional achievement as, let's say, you connect with a leading physicist, or a leading philosopher, or an intellectual, and then you discuss some really deep things with really deep implications, and that can have and come up with theories and thoughts that have real world consequences affecting people's lives and all that. I'm talking politics and all, right? So intellectually, I mean, connecting with an intellectual is a greater connection than connecting with a girl and hooking up with her, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. People can pick up drunk girls at a bar, so there's not really any emotional connection or deep bonding or a moment of epiphany or anything like that, right? It's just a it just takes different kind of low level skills. It's just smooth talking and all that. So you don't have to be so you're not missing out much. If you can substitute the pleasure part, I'm talking for the nerds. You can substitute the pleasure part and the emotional connection part. Connecting with the intellectual is a better um, connection than just hooking up with a girl, right? But every now and then you kind of wake up and then you ask the questions: can you really make theories about these things because you've never been in a relationship? That doubt constantly arises, I guess. Whenever I wake up, sometimes I think about, oh, I've never been in a relationship. Does that make me a guy who doesn't okay, does that make me a guy who lacks experience? Experience equals knowledge and know-how, right? You somehow acquire it only if you've experienced something, you know about it. So without having this experience, am I really missing out a lot? Every now and then this question pops up in my head, but the answer, I think no. Just because I haven't been in a relationship doesn't mean I'm totally in the dark. I know what flirting is. I know what flirting feels like. I've flirted with attractive chicks as well. It's just that I've never been able to close the deal. So I know what flirting is about, and I know what pleasure is about, and I know what emotional connection is about. So I don't think anyone has lost out a great big deal if you're if you're still a virgin, right? Especially in south of India, right? If you never had a girlfriend, or if you're still a virgin, so don't look at all those shows where people are eating and think, oh my god, why am I not like this? My life sucks. Don't think about it, right? It's all right. So that's what I wanted to say in this video. But I'm just humiliating myself again. I'm a virgin, but I'm married. Okay, I'm gonna make another video about why that's the case, and just probably will make a bigger fool out of myself talking about the shit that's happening right now in my life, right? Yeah. So if you're actually interested, I guess you should subscribe, and but I can't be making a lot of videos, man. So just watch my other videos. I think it'll be worth it. Because I'm really proud of all the stuff that I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it. I guess you can also watch and share or whatever. Yeah. Alright.